Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a great day. I think we're all set there. We're back every Wednesday. If you watch this on repeat, DVR recorded on YouTube, every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, we are live right here on YouTube answering core current questions for about an hour every Wednesday. Hopefully, this show helps you not only chat about the things in the world of core current, but learn something that may help you cancel cable and get break free from the high monthly bills of traditional pay TV. Well, let me share this across our social media. We're gonna put this out everywhere. What a busy week! Core Cars News is, best week ever, best days ever, best month ever. Everything's happening this month. Pretty much every metric we look at, core cutting is growing left or right, and our site's growing left or right. And so I'm very thankful for everybody for your support here. We are going to do our best to help you get the most out of your core cutting experience. Hopefully, we can help you do that. So if you have a question, post it in the notes here over there, like Teresa, Chris, and Dean have done, and I will do my best to answer your core cutting related questions. I am quickly sharing this across the last little bit of social media, and we can get started. So much to talk about. DirecTV's Now's DVR is officially out. And they just launched today on Android, was last night, Fire TV today, and they say Roku's are coming soon. So in the next couple weeks. Hopefully they follow through on that. Do you know when DirecTV Now will release a cloud DVR for Roku? Well, I just answered that, Anthony. They say in the next couple weeks. So, alright, hey, we got this everywhere. What a crazy busy day. But what a good day. All right. Thanks, class. Craig, Anthony. Oh, you didn't have to delete that question, Anthony. I just thought it was funny that the moment you asked that, I just answered it. You asked it probably before you heard me say it. So, when's the DirecTV Now DVR being released? It is already released on most devices. Just came out today on the Fire TV, last week on the Apple TV. They say within the next couple weeks on the Roku. All right. There we are. I can now see everybody's question on this screen. I don't have to look over there anymore. So everything's been moved around. Everything's go. What exactly happened with DirecTV Now and Android TV? For a little while today, it was appearing in the available for download for the Android TV devices, but it was just the tablet version of the DirecTV Now app, which pretty much means it was probably just a glitch of DirecTV Now to accidentally have that listed for support. So it doesn't appear that DirecTV Now has added Android TV support. As for Luke, did you get my email about local channels? No, I don't believe so. We get hundreds of emails every single day. Sometimes they get missed. If you have a question, post it here. I'll do my best to answer it. I'm getting excited with the new Hulu Live guide on Roku. It needs to hurry. Yeah, so Hulu is rolling out. They say soon that will be there on Roku. Is YouTube TV adding the NFL Network? No, we have no information on any new channels coming to YouTube TV or any service, to be honest with you. Well, I take that back. The only channel we do know is Local Now, according to the Weather Channel, is coming to YouTube TV. And Local Now is owned by the Weather Channel, and it's kind of their, it's their, like, Local on the 8s, but in a full channel format. Is Roku going to have their own DVR? I wouldn't expect it to. The inventor of the Roku, Anthony, is also the guy who invented the modern DVR. But it seems like he's kind of moved past that, and I wouldn't expect them to be rolling out a DVR. They seem to be much happier promoting like Plex DVR and Tableau and other similar DVRs that work for a Roku, rather than selling you a DVR with Roku. Thank you, Anthony. I really appreciate your support there. Do you know when DirecTV Now plans to launch their new streaming-only version of their satellite? By the end of the year. By the end of the year, DirecTV is going to release a streaming version, which is supposed to be exactly like DirecTV satellite, but streaming online. Pricing, any limitations, we haven't heard. But we'll wait and see what happens. Raymond, what is with the attacks the political stuff in the group? This is kind of a good example. So Raymond's talking earlier today. Somebody asked a question related to the Obama Netflix deal, and both sides were kind of ugly about it. Now, and what you could say can't say it was just a left leaners or right leaners, because both sides were equally nasty to each other. Just kind of a state of current reality in the world right now. It's a very divided country, and people are very unwilling to be civil on both sides. I don't think there's either side can say, well, the other side's worse than we are. I think they're, from a moderator point of view, they're both very equal in the nastiness to each other. The funny thing is, several hundred comments and posts have happened in the group today. One post had about 10 comments that were rather nasty on it. We deleted them. We banned a couple people, and but what does everybody remember? They don't remember the other 300 comments. They remember the 10 nasty ones. And it's kind of one of those things, is your mind seems to be automatically focused on the negative. It just seems to be the human nature. 300 positive great comments, but everybody remembers that there was, for about 30 minutes, 10 nasty comments on one particular post. Just the reality of it is the fact that people focus on the negative more than they focus on the positive. So I guess that's it. The reality is, it's been hours and no negative nasty comments. There was just one post, but you're a great example. What you remember is the negative part, not all the other positive stuff. So just, there's a little life lesson thing I've learned from adminning groups for a long time. Undecided Voter says, Fios just sent me a survey about a streaming service bundle with internet. Hey, Undecided Voter, do you have any screenshots of that or anything you could share? If you do, send us an email, info@courtcardsnews.com. We'll love to see that, and maybe we can do a post on it. Is it possible for me to connect my Amazon antenna with the amplifier that comes with it directly to my NVIDIA Shield? Yes, they sell USB tuners. If you type in NVIDIA Shield USB OTA tuner on Reddit, or on Amazon, you will find several different ones that will allow you to connect an antenna directly into your NVIDIA Shield, and they can use Plex or the Google Channels app, etc., to make that happen. Luke, with the Comcast leak, is this the side of things to come under Title I? No. This is kind of one of those other life lessons. Everything that happens right now is, this is it. This is because of net neutrality. And no, Comcast accidentally, because of a poorly designed website, leaked people's Wi-Fi passwords. If you knew a little bit about what their address was, and etc. This has nothing to do with net neutrality. That just has to do with Comcast having a poorly made website that security wasn't properly followed on. Would net neutrality stop that? No, that has absolutely nothing to do with Comcast or with net neutrality and Comcast. Net neutrality has nothing to do with them leaking your password. So no. I think right now net neutrality has almost become a boogeyman, and everything wrong in the world is because of net neutrality. And while net neutrality is great, we can talk about net neutrality all day. A lot of these things people are complaining about existed during net neutrality and exist after net neutrality and have nothing to do with net neutrality. So just keep that in mind. I've seen that people net neutrality ends and Comcast leaks your Wi-Fi passwords. That was a security issue. Once the story went live, within a couple hours, they took the whole site down, and they've since fixed the glitch that allowed that to happen. But yeah, just net neutrality. Cord cutting existed before net neutrality. Cord cutting will exist after net neutrality. Don't worry about it. All right. It was actually sent back. Sent back in January. I think I know the one you're talking about, Undecided Voter. Yeah, I think we reported on that one back in January. I thought you meant there was a new one because they made that announcement today that Verizon Fios is going to become a streaming service, and that Verizon has decided to abandon plans to launch their own streaming service. So that's life. Very good point. Don't use Comcast's router. I highly recommend you always buy your own router. They rent them for I think $10 to $12 right now. May depend on what market you're in. I think Comcast is up to 12. Don't call me on that. you're going to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars every 2 years to have their router that, in reality, you could probably buy for less than $200. So just keep that in mind, or at least buy a comparable one for $200. We'll wait and see what happens there. Do I think Sling TV is a natural fit for Fios? Maybe. So what's happening if you don't know? Verizon announced today that they're not going to pursue launching a live TV streaming service. Instead, they're looking to partner with an existing service, whether that be DirecTV Now, Sling, Hulu, PlayStation Vue, etc. What's the best fit for that? Sling TV is a good one. DirecTV Now is a good one. We'll wait and see. The thing with Verizon is they want ability to make a custom version. They basically would want to take Sling, I'll just use them for example, and they said they want to take a bunch of their Oath products, their AOL, Yahoo video content, and they have a lot of good video content over there, and make a custom version of it that includes their own video content. Now, is Sling going to want to do that? Is DirecTV Now going to want to do that? We'll have to wait and see. We'll keep our fingers crossed. Well, I actually disagree. I think it very well could be DirecTV Now. DirecTV Now's CenturyLink is doing this. CenturyLink and DirecTV Now have a long history of working together. DirecTV, excuse me. And there's rumors that CenturyLink and DirecTV Now may be partnering up. I think AT&T would be more than happy to sell a version to Verizon because they're not competing in the same space. If you really think about it, Verizon and AT&T do not compete other than in the cell phone wireless plan world. Verizon is probably the one that will be less likely to do it because Verizon doesn't want, because DirecTV Now is basically a play to sell AT&T, and Verizon probably won't want it. But AT&T would probably be more than happy to let Verizon resell DirecTV Now, to be honest with you. Phil says, I just noticed on my DirecTV Now updated app, there's 3 different settings of quality. Yeah, DirecTV Now gives you the ability to control the quality of the streams inside the app. Will that carry over to Roku? I expect it to. It's carried over to all other versions. All right. Keep those questions coming. I'll do my best to answer, but hey, real quick, see a lot of new faces here. Every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube, we answer your cord cutting related questions. For about an hour, we talk all things cord cutting. Also, don't forget, this is just a fraction of what we do. Over at Cord Cutters News, every day, 6, 7, 8, sometimes 10 or more stories all in the world of cord cutting. We also have an app on Android and iOS, 100% free, that gives you access to all of our cord cutting related stories. So check them all out. We would appreciate your support. All right. I picked it out back off of Spectrum cable service from my brother-in-law. I expect that someday they're going to start cracking down on that, where, you just use some of theirs. I would expect, already see that with some smaller services, but you already see a crackdown happening with that. Do you have any suggestions for us? We put an antenna on our roof with an amplifier and cannot get any OTA signals. Chris, well, first of all, you have to run it into your TV, and then you have to run a channel scan. So unlike with TV or over there TV 10 years ago, you just plugged it in and your TV did it. You have to go into the settings now, and you have to go in there and enter, hey, go in there and do a channel scan. So figure out what type of TV. Is it Sony? Is it Philips? Is it a TCL? Go in the setting, or you can Google it too, look it up, and it will show you how to do a channel scan. It's pretty easy, and that's probably the step you're missing. If it's not working, I would check everything to make sure it's all properly set up. But the fact that you're getting 0 channels tells me it's either you're not running a channel scan or there's something wrong in between there. Is there a way to sign up as a product tester reviewer for Cord Cutters News? Right now, we're not accepting any new writers. We're always, you never know where that's going in the future. What I recommend though, send us an email with a resume, info@cordcuttersnews.com. And I'll be honest, a lot of people, I even have people give me phone calls. This happens at least once a week where they call me and say, hey, we want to write for Cord Cutters News. I want to work for Cord Cutters News. And my answer is always the same thing. hey, thanks, we're not hiring now, but we're always kind of keeping our options open. Send us a resume and we'll take it into consideration. Well, I'll tell you, maybe 1 in every 10 people who calls or sends an email asking for a job takes the time to send us a resume. And I'll be honest, it's great that you called. That's great that you sent me an email asking for a job. But if you don't send a resume, I'm just not going to consider you. So if you want a job here, send us a resume. We're not hiring right now, but hey, we may keep it on file someday down the road. When that changes, maybe you'll be lucky. But I'll tell you, you'll be ahead of 90% of the people out there that have asked for a job because they never bother to send in a resume. And this is so true with so many places. When I worked at a gas station back in college, people would come in and want a job, and they would take a resume and not come back, or take an application and not come back with the application. Hey, if you took the time to fill it out and leave it there, you just greatly increase the likelihood of a job. So just a little word of advice. Take the time, make a resume, send it out. You're probably going to get a job because so many people don't do that. What kind of changes could Roku do for a new box? I think, it's kind of one of those things. A lot of streaming players are kind of capping at the max. Someday, if 8K ever becomes a thing, maybe an 8K version, I could see some additional features like Find My Remote being built into maybe the sticks. Better, I think the real improvement to maybe the sticks, better antenna. The 4K Roku Stick Plus is really good quality. Highly recommend that. The antenna on it is good. But I think the hardware, like with the Roku Ultra, there's not a lot more to do there. The processor and everything is actually extremely competitive with all the other devices. Much more powerful than the Fire TV. Roku Ultra is by far much more powerful. And actually in the Apple TV, if you just look at the processor for the actual device, not the graphics processor, the Roku's got a very similar processor in it. I know Apple likes to say we have all these cores, and what they're really doing is they're taking their video cores and their processor cores and they're combining that number into one number, so it distorts it a little bit. The Apple TV 4, though, the Roku Ultra is just, no matter what way you look at it, the Roku Ultra is a much more powerful device. So physical power, there's not really a lot there. One thing I would like to see Roku do is add additional storage as core cutting apps like Sling TV, DirecTV now become bigger, takes up more space, and it runs you into the likelihood that you may have to you may see those like, oh, we have to reinstall this channel because we ran out of room and deleted it. So messages. So I like to see, I like to see them go and update that and bring in the option for more memory, at least on more devices. Luke, why did YouTube Music relaunch when were integrated with YouTube Red? So YouTube Red is dead, and what they've basically done is now you have YouTube Premium, which is all the video side of YouTube Red, and YouTube Music, which is all the music side of YouTube Red. Why the split? In short, they decided that they wanted more money. They want more money for YouTube Originals, and they wanted more money for YouTube Music. So to split them, they can have more money. I believe if you're YouTube Red for now, you're grandfathered in on the deal. Luke, I'm looking for a 3.0 over there tuner. Right now, there's no official ones for sale in the United States. There's some Korean ones. I wouldn't bother buying those. They're made for the Korean market. Korea is a little farther ahead than we are on over there 3.0 TV. Currently, they're in the final stages of public testing in Phoenix, but they're not publicly selling any tuners. We probably won't see the first market TVs with tuners until late this year or CES of next year, which is like the first full week of January. And we won't, as far as standalone tuners, we know Antennas Direct and others are working on them, and they're working closely with the testing happening down like in Phoenix and in Dallas and in other areas. But they're probably, again, not until this fall will we see it, which is fine. You don't need a 3.0 tuner right now. Nothing in commercial is probably happening unless you live in Phoenix. That's still a closed test. So I wouldn't worry about 3.0 over there TV tuners. When they come out, some people in the markets have told me what they're looking at making is a little HDMI stick. So it's an HDMI. You plug in the HDMI port of your TV, you connect your antenna to the back of it, and bam, you have a 3.0 TV. You're all set. You just flip over to that HDMI port on your TV and you're all set. D says, I've had YouTube Red since day one. I've never watched YouTube or YouTube Red video, and I don't care about. All I care about is no commercials. Yeah, I'm with you. I really like YouTube Red for two reasons: the ability to download them and the ability to have commercial free. I think YouTube Red has proven for most people that they will happily pay to avoid commercials. So it's something that pay TV should pay attention to. And you already see some of them experimenting with these pay more to get free commercials. But yeah, I use it very similar. Of course, I'm on YouTube a lot for work and personal, so the ability to have no commercials is really nice. And every now and then when I'm not logged in, I see commercials like, what is this? I almost forgot about all these commercials. How do I get Roku Ultra to see my 5 gigahertz signal? I have a Euro mesh and stays on 2.4. That's an issue with your mesh network. I'm not sure about that particular Euro mesh system. I gave up on mesh for the similar issue. Most mesh networks I've ever tested do the same thing. They have one network and they tell you, and they try to decide which network your device should go into. And this is the reason I went back to my Netgear Nighthawk, is because it has two separate, a 2.4, which I put a lot of devices that don't need a very fast internet connection, and the 5 gigahertz, which I reserve for like my phone and streaming media devices like my Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, etc. So unfortunately, I'm not sure with that device what the solution is there. It may be like my Netgear mesh one, where it doesn't allow you to have multiple networks. And even though they say they will auto detect it if it's capable of 5G and put you on 5G, I found that was not true, and I found I was getting even though the signal was strong, my internet speed was crazy low, and it just wasn't worth it. So what I did was I bought a more expensive Netgear Nighthawk router, one of the higher end ones. It was about the same price, a little cheaper, and it solved all my weak Wi-Fi problems. When is Roku built into these TCL 4K TVs? Is it just as powerful as the Ultra? Yeah, I would say the newer 2018s are as powerful as the Ultra. The 2017s are about like a Premier Plus line. I would say, yeah, they're just as powerful. I now replace my living room TV and bedroom TV with a TCL Roku TV, and I'm very happy with that move. Very happy with the quality there. DirecTV Now is supported on Android phones and tablets, and plans to expand on Android TV. They've been saying it's coming. There actually is an FCC filing from AT&T for an Android TV powered streaming player. So I would say probably in the future it's happening. Hey Luke, why don't you create an app for Roku to follow you live just like on YouTube? That way I don't have to turn my computer on if I'm watching TV. Well, there is already the ability to watch this stream on your Roku player, Roku TVs, with the YouTube Roku channel. 100% free right there. It costs money to do that, and I would need a server that's capable of having a live stream go to that channel. Again, that costs money. So there's a significant money issue there. You know, Core Cars News is not a it's a good business. I can support my family, but it's not something where I can throw thousands and thousands of dollars into building a custom Roku channel and paying for a dedicated server to run live and do other stuff. So there's some money. We're still toying with the idea of having a Roku channel. My thing is, I don't think people want to read news stories on the Roku channel. I'm not sure we're producing enough video content to justify it. And for now, our main goal is to grow the YouTube channel, which has been doing very well. We've been slowly growing every week, every day, new subscribers. So I would, for now, I would say get the Roku channel on your YouTube channel on your Roku and watch us live through there. It's 100% free. All right. Any news on the Discovery Scripts service? Well, Discovery and Scripts did launch a phone app this week, but one second. And this app is actually designed specifically for portrait mode on your phone, and they got an AI software that auto pans and zooms the image to work, so you can watch it in a vertical portrait mode. They do still say that they are they still say they are looking at launching a service around $6 that will give you Discovery property channels and the new scripts now that Discovery owns them. When that's happening, we don't know. It still sounds like this year. Dean says, not only should Roku launch an app, Core Cars News launch a Roku channel, they should launch an Apple TV app. Yeah, that's another thing, is like if we pay to build a Roku channel, we probably should do an Apple TV or Fire TV. The reality, though, is when we survey our readers, 70+% of our readers own a Roku or use a Roku. Fire TV next. 10 or so percent only use an Apple TV. So the reality is, if we ever did it, Apple TV would probably be pretty low. The device we would probably most likely do it on first is the Fire TV, because there's no YouTube app on the Fire TV now, where Apple TV, Android TV, and Roku's all have an app. So we'll have to keep that in mind, see what happens. Randy says, since he had a 700 series Samsung TV, the Hulu app audio would become more and more out of sync as we watched. Since buying a Roku Ultra, we've not had that trouble. Yeah, that's why I recommend, when you're buying a TV, if you really want a smart TV, get an Android TV, a Roku TV, or Fire TV edition smart TV, because Roku, Amazon, and Google maintain those apps, as opposed to Samsung, that once they sold you the TV, they just don't care. Roku actually makes a majority of their money now from ads and service subscription fees and so on. So all that software you see in the Roku, all those ads, that makes Roku a majority of their money now. So they have an invested reason to keep developing their software. Where Samsung and others, once they make you a sale, they just don't. Let's just be honest, they just don't really care all that much what you do from there. So that is the whole cold hard truth on that. How about if you decide to do a meetup, maybe a Skype call or something like that for those who couldn't make it? We're looking at our options. Deb is talking about on the 21st of July, 2018, which is a Saturday at 4 p.m. We're having a meetup. So Core Cars News employees, we're flying in all of our freelancers and employees from around the United States. They're going to all be here. You're invited. I've seen quite a few people have signed up for it, and I'll post about this again this weekend. But we're going to have a get-together, and you're invited to celebrate our 5th anniversary of Core Cars News. We've been slowly slugging out growing the site, growing Core Cars News, and now to celebrate our 5th anniversary, we want you to come join us. Now, will we stream or anything? I don't know. The general idea is just kind of a meet and greet where people come and go. I didn't really expect to have any speeches or anything that will really be worth a live stream of it, but I'm sure we'll take some photos and maybe some video of it, put a little thing together. But if you can come out, it'll be a great opportunity to not only meet myself, but everybody else that runs Core Cars News behind the scenes. There's a decent team of people who make everything happen behind the curtain. There we go. I was not expecting that. It caught me off guard. I forgot to reset that before I started the stream. Will YouTube remain free? YouTube's going to remain free. They're pretty clear at that. For the foreseeable future, they fully intend to make YouTube be 100% free. What they do from here, I don't know. But I expect YouTube to always have a free version, probably with more and more ads and attempts to find more ways to make money, and then offer a way like YouTube Premium, which formerly called YouTube Red, if you don't want to have all the ads and everything. So, all right, if you have a question and I have not answered it, re-ask it. I get this every week. Every week, people say, hey, you didn't answer my question. As I'm talking, questions are still flying in, and I can only answer so many questions at once. If your question flies by before I see it because I was answering another question, please re-ask it. But hey, real quick, we're going to play a quick ad. Some people are going to see it, some people are not. Hang with me. This helps pay the bills real quick. And while I do that, if I didn't answer your question, re-ask it. All right, for everybody else who is still seeing this, don't forget we have a YouTube or an Android, and iOS app, including an app for Amazon Fire and Amazon Fire tablet. So link in the show notes. We post 10 or more stories. I think yesterday we did over 10. Feels like today we're going to do over 10 again. So check that out. It's a great way to make sure you never miss a Core Cars News story, and it has fewer ads than the mobile version of our website. So win-win? I don't know. All right. Hey, welcome back to everybody who saw the ads. Thank you. Help pay for the site. Do you think Yahoo will ever come back to Roku? Yahoo, not sure. They have Yahoo Sports, right? Yahoo Sports is still on Roku. I was just trying to think if they will do anything else on Yahoo. Probably not. Why are there two Fox apps, one blue and one black yet? They seem identical. One is for VIPs. The VIP app is actually Fox's way they are now allowing reviewers to access early versions of Roku or of movies and so forth. So keep that in mind. Luke, what is your take on ISPs being behind in customer satisfaction and streaming? Streaming services offer better customer service. There's fewer pain points in streaming. You know, when I get cable TV, they have to come to my home. I pay for it, have to wait a few days, then they have to cut all up my home and put wires in and do this and that, and half the time it won't work. Where with streaming, you just do it and it works. There's fewer pain points, I think, in streaming than there is in traditional pay TV. And traditional pay TV has lived in a world where they just don't really care what you think for so long. Now that they have to care, it just seems like they don't know what to do with that. So it's just the reality of it. Luke, is it possible that you could... what kind of hardware do you need for a Plex server? Well, you could just use a computer. Any old desktop or laptop could be a Plex server. NVIDIA Shields are a pretty good Plex server. If you want to go that route, I would recommend checking out an NVIDIA Shield. And yeah, either a desktop laptop or an NVIDIA Shield are great options for a Plex server. And I use Plex servers. We actually, a long time ago, took our VHS family videos, turned them into, I digitalized them all, and loved the ability to just watch all that, you know, whenever I want through our Plex servers, and family all over the United States can now access them. Luke, did you watch the Michigan softball ladies lose? No, I unfortunately didn't. My daughter broke her foot this week, so I've had like zero free time this week. But thankfully, it's a very minor break, but she's got a nice walking boot now. Luke, explain why Hulu, who's owned by Disney majority shows commercials. Dean, I don't understand your question there. I think I'm missing part of this conversation. Something about Hulu and commercials and Disney and reality, streaming reality. Give me a little bit more context. All right, keep those questions coming, and I'll do my best to answer them. Is using an antenna the highest quality picture you can get? Yeah, it's uncompressed audio. Even Sling TV's president in his speech last week, which you can find right here on our YouTube channel, he talked a lot about over-the-air TV, the future of over-the-air TV, and how Sling is betting heavily on it. He even said that the uncompressed image of an HD picture from an antenna is something that can't be beat by streaming, cable, satellite, anything. All right. Any other questions? Let me know. If I missed your question, re-ask it. Luke, what do you think of the CBS Comcast mess? Are you talking about the CBS Viacom? I'm not sure. CBS Comcast. Did I miss something? Is Comcast CBS and them having a royalty fight again? If I missed that, let me know there, Raymond. Does the size of hardware make a difference in live streaming? Stick versus box. The newer streaming players, even the newer sticks, will do a better job than the older sticks. So like a first generation Fire Stick is not nearly as fast as the second generation. So there's some truth in that. I find for the most part, Sling TV, etc., it worked very well on my Fire Stick and my Roku stick and so on. D says Disney streams commercials even on their own Disney content on Hulu. No commercials TV. I think that depends on which ones. It's one of those things you don't have to ask Hulu exactly why. Disney's a minority shareholder for now in Hulu. Disney's trying to buy Fox, and it sounds like that's very likely to happen, but Comcast is going to make a big push for it. With that deal, for now, Disney's a minority shareholder, so they want to make as much money off of Hulu as they can. So they want ads on it. Just the reality. Raymond says Comcast is trying to do a hard buy of Fox before Disney could close on it. Yeah, so Comcast is saying they're not going to try to do an all cash or a majority cash offer for Fox and pay more than Disney. So a majority of Fox may soon be owned by Comcast instead of Disney, and that would give Comcast a majority share in Hulu instead of Disney. So the question is, would you rather have Comcast own Fox and a majority of Hulu, or would you rather have Disney own Fox and a majority of Hulu? I don't know. That's a good question. Who do you want to own a majority of Hulu, and who do you want to own a majority of Fox? Would you rather have it be Disney or Comcast? Leave your comments. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think there. I'd love to know your opinion on that. Any recommendations on good over there? DVR. Channel Master is a good one. I just reviewed their Stream Plus. A few drawbacks on it. Review on YouTube right here. Just posted today. So Channel Master and Tableau DVR is my main ones. I'm unsure about the future of TiVo DVRs. A third-party company is going to start making them and selling them, and what's that going to look like a year from the road? But TiVo is still an option out there. Remy says, what do I think of the CBS mess? So CBS board of directors is trying to sue to stop their majority shareholder from forcing a merger with Viacom. So the majority shareholder of CBS is the same majority shareholder of Viacom. That family owns the majority of both companies, which makes sense because they used to be one and were split out like 12 years ago, 13 years ago, something like that. It's a bit weird because basically the majority shareholder is your boss. They're the ones that owns the company. And you're basically saying, I don't really want to do what you're telling me to do. So I'm going to sue you so that I can keep working here, but not do what you, the owner, tells me to do. That just doesn't seem right. Something seems wrong there. We'll have to keep an eye on this. I don't know what legal grounds CBS is going to have in this court case. It seems to me, on the outside, non-educated, non-lawyer person, that the majority shareholder who bought the shares has the legitimate right to use those shares to vote how that majority shareholder wants to do. So we'll have to wait and see. Seems like most people want Disney to own Fox rather than Comcast. All right. Has CBS All Access pulled a lot of shows? Because I can't find Mission Impossible, the TV series. You know, Edward, I have not seen that. I've not heard that, but I will do a little looking around and see what I find there. Hey, everybody, about 15 more minutes. I'm going to call this a little early because I got a few things I still need to do tonight. I need to go find a bee's nest. There's a bee's nest somewhere around my home. I have to find where that is before it gets too dark tonight. I'd rather have a company that doesn't own OTA channels by Fox, like Sony or Google. Well, remember, Fox is not selling over their TV channels. Fox is actually going to keep their sports, their news, and their over-air channels. 21st Century Fox's movies and TV development and Hulu and regional sports networks are what are being sold, plus some of their overseas assets like Sky. Seems like a majority of people would rather see Disney own Fox than Comcast. I'm not surprised there. All right, keep those questions coming. And I will do my best to answer them. All right. Hey, no one has any questions? Where did all the comments go? But I will say it's great to see so many new people here. Tons of new faces. Every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube. We're here to answer your cord cutting related questions, talk all things cord cutting, and hopefully help you get the most out of your cord cutting experience and save some money. So yeah. Luke, local channel roaming is now available on DirecTV Now. Yep, we reported that last week. Meaning that when you travel, so what local channel roaming means, if you're a DirecTV Now customer and you live in Texas and you travel to Michigan, let's say, you won't have access to your locals from Texas when you're in Michigan, but whatever locals are available in that area of Michigan, you'll be able to stream. I believe that's only on phones and tablets. I haven't tested it on my, like a Roku. I will be testing that soon when I travel to see if that also shows up on my Roku. But we'll wait and see what happens there. What's in my cup right now? Just water. I used to just drink out a regular water cup. But one day my mom said, "Hey Luke, I watched your Q&A. You should drink out your Core Carriers News coffee mug." Kind of some marketing there. So yep, here it is. But when you're talking nonstop for an hour, especially when you have allergies right now like I do, gotta love some spring allergies. It helps make it easier to chat without having a ton of your throat go all dry, basically. That's the reason I drink the water so much. Alright, I just recently moved and am now having a hard time getting my locals through my antenna and converter box. Any suggestions? Go as high as you can, maybe get a more powerful antenna. Thanks, Dean. I'll definitely keep that in mind. We got some more top 5, top 10 streaming service videos coming up very soon. Do I think Curiosity Stream may become available on Philo? Sure, very possible. Probably not, because that would probably be a significant drop in revenue. I wouldn't be surprised though if select Curiosity Stream shows will become available on Philo. All right. Hey, about 10 minutes. We're going to call it a video this week. Do your best. If you have any questions, comments, whatever, leave them here. I'll do my best to answer them. Any updates on 5G or local broadband? Nothing that we haven't talked about in the past. Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile are all launching in about 30 to 50 markets, depending on how many they get out this year. By 2020, you have Google, Charter, Sprint, and others launching, with about half the United States there. So keep in mind. Tim says he just got approved for a mortgage. Congratulations, Tim, on buying a new home. Hopefully you enjoy it. I think you will. There's something about being a homeowner. It makes you really care a lot more about where you live too. Do I think USA TV will ever be back at Roku? No. Roku pulled it because of copyright claims. And, we've always, been in an argument. Is it legit? And it raises serious questions if it is, now that Roku has removed it for copyright infringement. And if you've been removed for copyright infringement, Roku does not do that lightly. That's not something Roku's just going to do overnight. So it doesn't surprise me that happened. Richard, I'll definitely keep that in mind for an idea for a top 5, top 10 videos. How much do you trust ChannelMaster to enable the support for external storage? ChannelMaster says that the Stream Plus someday will support through the USB external hard drive. So we'll keep that in mind. All right. When will the Discovery Script streaming service begin? Sometime this year, Discovery says they hope to launch a streaming service. What omnidirectional antenna do you like? I think the best omnidirectional outdoor antenna is probably the Mohu Sky antenna. The Mohu Sail, I think, is another one, which actually I think is the newer version of the Sky. So check that out. Antennas Direct did send us, they have a new omnidirectional one. I haven't reviewed it, just came in this week. Unfortunately, kid with a broken foot, catching up from being gone all week, last week at the pay TV show. I have not reviewed it, but we hope to have that review up this weekend if you want to wait for it. All right. Last call for questions, and then we're going to wrap this up in about 7 minutes because, heck, I am tired today. So get those questions in. Tableau said second USB port would support a drive, but changed their mind after they started supporting larger devices. Yeah, now that there's you got, what is it, 6, 8 terabytes hard drives for Tableau. I think Tableau's just decided it doesn't. Writing the software, basically, if they would allow you to have 2 external hard drives, they would have to create software in the Tableau DVRs that could manage multiple hard drives in one DVR. It's just easier for them to say, hey, instead of a 4 terabyte limit, now you have an 8 terabyte limit or whatever it is. So keep that in mind. All right. What version of the Air TV is better, the black or the white one. They're two very different. The black one's a network Air TV, where you plug in your antenna and it, like a tableau DVR, retransmits it. So you can watch your antenna on your phone, on your Roku, through either the Air TV app or the Sling TV app. The Air TV player is an Android TV player that will allow you to watch, connect it to one device. It doesn't have the ability to retransmit your antenna to other Sling TV apps. So yeah, I think they're both great. Just depends on what you want to use it for. All right, is there a list on what channels the Discovery Scripps streaming service may provide? No, Discovery has not said what they would do, other than it would be the combination of Discovery and Scripps content, starting at $6 and going up to $10, depending on what you want. So we'll have to wait and see. It would be cool if you could connect wireless Bluetooth headphones to a Roku. You can, kind of. So the Roku app on your phone or tablet will allow you through, if you connect your Bluetooth headphones to your phone, then you can stream, and it works perfectly synced, audio to your TV to a Bluetooth headphone. So yeah, all you do is you connect your Bluetooth headphones to your phone or tablet, open it, connect your app to your Roku TV, and you're done. There you go. You're listening to your TV through your Bluetooth headphones through your phone or tablet. And then you can, if I remember right, you can close the Roku app, surf the web, whatever, on your phone, and still hear the Bluetooth audio from your TV. Last time I tested, I'm pretty sure that was enabled. When will Nick Station's Comedy Central land on YouTube TV? I don't know. They're Viacom ones, and that's money. Comedy Central is, so I'll have to check that out. What router model brand do you recommend? Well, I don't have a specific router I recommend. I recommend a few brands, though. TP-Link is pretty good. They've been coming up strong. The quality of routers are a lot better than they used to be. Netgear, I'm a big fan of Netgear. There's a few others. Those are the two main ones I would recommend right now. All right. You know, Richard just says, Dish Network said 10 years ago you'd be able to hook up multiple hard drives to one DVR. 10 years ago, external hard drives were a lot smaller. Terabytes, etc. were around, but crazy expensive. Cost of larger storage has gone down, so the need to have multiple hard drives, that used to be like, man, you had a 500 gigabyte hard drive, you were like, man, this is huge. I remember buying my first 100 gigabyte external hard drive. I thought this was the coolest thing in the world to have. It was a big box like this for 100 gigabytes. Now you can get like a terabyte in a very small stick, and a 5 terabyte, 6 terabyte external hard drive or whatever, very reasonably priced. So as price of storage has come down, the size of storage has come down, the need for multiple hard drives is just not there anymore. D, thank you for that donation. I really appreciate it. Every little donation, $1, $2, it all goes to Core Cars News, helps us keep the doors open. I appreciate your support. All right. I just hooked up my OTA DVR to an Air TV player using the flash drive. Works great. Yeah, the Air TV DVR on the white player is great. The network player DVR is excellent. Speaking of which, funny story. Reason you should always be following Core Cars News. Did anybody see the big Variety story today about, oh my gosh, the network Air TV player is going to have a DVR? We reported that back in February with quotes from Sling on that. So if you're missing out on Core Cars News and you're waiting for other news sites, you may be waiting a few months, because apparently Variety took them about 3 months to realize something we reported back in February. Just a little hint there. So, hey, keep those questions coming. I will do my best to answer them, and then we're going to wrap this up here in a few minutes. I'm going to check one thing real quick. Why do my favorite channels go away in Sling? Software update? I haven't heard of any channels going away in Sling. So if you've had a channel disappear on Sling, I would contact Sling TV and ask them, hey, what happened? I had X channel and it's no longer there. And maybe they can help you out. All right, hey, I'm gonna wrap this up about 10 minutes early. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. So I hope everybody has a great night. Thank you for your support. I have a lot to do today. So I'm gonna try to get up there and find a bee's nest before it gets too big and causes any trouble. So hey everybody, take care. I will see you next week. Thank you for your support. Thank you to everybody who donates $1 like D did today. That means a lot to us. But everybody who just shares our videos, shares our news stories. You know, one of the best ways you can support Court Cars News, if it's on Facebook or Twitter, hit that like button, hit that share button on Facebook and Twitter. Because especially with Facebook, there's algorithms, and the more people who like a post versus the number of people who see it, the more people they show that post to. So if you want to support Court Cars News, I would appreciate, especially on Facebook, hit that like button when you see one of our Facebook page posts. It really does help us. But hey, without us, without you, we would be nothing. I don't know where my brain is. I am too tired. Like I said, I gotta go to bed. I really appreciate your support. It means a lot. So many great people out there that are just incredibly helpful. I will see you all next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here. Don't forget, on Fridays, though, we upload our weekly recap show, so check that out. Also, visit us over at courtcarsnews.com and check out our app, link in the show notes. Hey, I'm going to play an ad because that pays the bills. Some people are going to see this ad, some people won't. We'll just hang out here for a second while this ad finishes. And there we go. All right, we're still playing the ad. Wow. But hey, thank you everybody who's here. You really do mean a lot. Your support has been unbelievably helpful. And there we go. All right. Hey, everybody. Take care. I will see you next week.